In February of 2000, I was one of the top financial advisors, one of the top 3 financial advisors of the 10,000 within the Ameriprise, American Express system. And I was invited to go to a meeting, I believe it was in Bradenton, Florida, and it was the top advisors, and we were discussing the surge in the market, and we were being educated on how the computer and the internet was going to drive the economy forward. I can remember a man standing up in front of us and saying, there are 200 computers in your house. They're in everything, in your car, they're in your refrigerator, they're in everything, and it's going to drive the economy. And I was walking on the beach. I took my son with me, who had just joined our business, and we were walking down the beach, and he said, "Dad, this is really something. The market is going crazy." I said, "Trent, there are receptionists out in California for a company by the name of Google who are now millionaires. Because they couldn't pay them a decent wage when they joined them, they gave them stock options. And they're millionaires. That's not supposed to happen. That is not how the world works. So this is going to change. I don't know what's going to change, but it's going to change." I saw the same thing with people buying homes and renting them out in 2008 and actually from 2002 to 2008. And I said, this has got to change. You can't loan people money with nothing down and then they pay interest only for 5 years, and this is going to change. This isn't right. Well, this is what the bubble looked like. This is the NASDAQ market and the surge. And you can see shortly after our meeting in February, the bubble burst. This is the market and the subprime crisis. And I told you in yesterday's video that Lehman Brothers started laying off people, and nobody paid much attention to it. And then somewhere around October of 2007, the market woke up to it a year after the first indication, because things weren't right. So I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying to myself, are there any canaries in the gold mine? Is there any comparison I can make to that? So I've been being asked by you, the members of the Best of Us Investors tribe, to give a video on Overstock. And I'm going to do a specific video probably later this week. Sherry's working on it, on Overstock. But I want to point some things out. On March 20th, Overstock was selling for $4.12. They didn't have a big drop as a result because they'd never made any money, and they just were a $4.12 stock. Today, they're selling for $118.13. That's a 1,500% gain. A similar stock, Wayfair, on March 20th was selling for $27.24. Today it's selling for $330. That's a 1,000% gain. Why? Why did this happen? These were companies that were just struggling along, and they weren't really doing all that. Wayfair was doing okay, but not Overstock. They'd never made any money. But in the second quarter, their earnings were up over 100% year to date, or year to year. Their cryptocurrency trading app for their phone was up 231%. So why did these things happen? If you see something out of the ordinary, you have to ask the question, why? Why did it happen? This is why it happened. This is exactly why it happened. This is the $1,200 times 2 that the government sent Nita and I. When they sent it, I said, Nita, we're going to cash those checks and we're going to keep the cash in the house because this isn't right. This isn't how it works. We shouldn't be receiving money from the federal government. Now, on top of that, the federal government started sending people their unemployment plus $600 a week. On top of that, where did that money go? I did a video and I told you it's going to trickle down. It's going to trickle down, and it's going to end up in the stock market. No, that isn't how it's going to happen. Yes, it is. It ended up that rather than take this money and pay off credit card bills, people took and bought a new sofa. They could the furniture store was closed, so they went on Overstock.com and they bought a new sofa, and they bought some lamps, and they bought some side tables, and they bought a rug, and their house really looks cool. Nobody's able to come see it, but it really looks cool, and that's why Overstock had a 1,500% gain from March 20th to August 18th. That's why Wayfair had a 1,000% gain from March 20th to August 18th. So the question becomes, is that sustainable? Is it sustainable? Well, I guess it is if Congress will reconvene over something other than post office boxes, mailboxes, and maybe decide whether or not they're going to throw another $3 trillion down. Are they going to send Nita and I another $2,400 that I can put in my desk drawer, that somebody can go and buy some more furniture, maybe a dining room table, maybe a new bedroom outfit? But is it sustainable? Is the dot-com bubble sustainable? Is the subprime crisis sustainable? No, it is not. Because what will happen, the other money that went here was the vacation money. The people who said, well, we can't go on a vacation. We can't go to Europe. We can't go to the Bahamas. We can't get on a cruise ship. Let's spend the money on a new sofa. Let's spend the money on a new dining room table, a new bedroom outfit. Why is Home Depot up from $152 a share to $288? Because you got money. The government's sending me money. Well, why didn't you do that when you were working? Well, you couldn't go on a vacation. You can't go to restaurants. So the human being, the American human being, spends their money. Hey, we are going. But wait, then there's this company by the name of Robinhood, who all of a sudden has become the #1 online broker in the United States. Surpassed Schwab, E-Trade, all the big ones. Surpassed them. Robinhood. Why? How? Because the government sent you $3 trillion. That's how. Is it sustainable? When the cruise ships open back up, when the airlines open back up, are you going to stop buying sofas and bedroom outfits? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Why is Best Buy's stock up from $51.65 to $110.79 in that same period of time? Because their online sales are up 255%. People are spending their money that the government sent them on computing, appliances, and tablets. That's what it said in the report. So where is that money coming from? Is it coming from hard work? Did somebody increase their hours from 40 hours a week to 80 hours a week? No. So is it sustainable? Is this the canary we've been looking for? Is this the answer? That's part of the answer, but the real answer is, are they going to send another $3 trillion? Are they going to reconvene Congress? If they don't, then go back to the video I did yesterday. That's when you run out of this money and you don't have money to pay your mortgage, and you can't pay your credit cards, and you can't pay your student loans, and you can't pay that loan on that pickup truck you bought in January, and that's going to be repossessed sometime in October, and the bubble's going to burst. Now, again, if they send the $3 trillion, we're okay. If they don't, get ready. Watch the bubbles. What are some of the bubbles? What are some of the canaries? Warren Buffett bought $565 million worth of bracket gold, a gold mine in Canada. I know, and you have heard Warren say repeatedly, gold generates no income. Gold gives you no dividends. It gives you no growth. It is just gold. I'll never buy it. Well, he bought $565 million of it. Is that a canary? Is that a canary I see on Warren's shoulder? I don't know. Maybe. Wait a second. Where did he get that money? Well, he had a bunch of money sitting in cash, but he also bailed on Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and PNC. He did keep his U.S. Bank and his Bank of America, but he bailed on 3 banks. Remember what I told you in yesterday's video? If you don't pay your mortgage, if you don't pay your loans, if you don't pay off your debt, those banks can't pay their investors. They can't pay the people who bought the bonds that hold your debt. That's Lehman Brothers. Remember Lehman Brothers? Remember in yesterday's video, I told you about Lehman Brothers said, we can't pay him. Hank, we can't pay him. And so Hank went to Jamie, and we went to Goldman, and he went and said, hey guys, bail him out. We can't pay him either, Hank, because the United States citizenry isn't paying us. Do you see a canary on Warren's shoulder? Do you see a canary on Steve Mnuchin's shoulder? Do you see a canary on the Congress's shoulder? It's in their hands. It's in their hands for the next 3 months. I suspect they'll do it. They need to do it before the second Tuesday of November. They need to get it done. So I think they'll get it done. They'll wind those presses up. They'll send out another $3 trillion, and you'll buy that dining room outfit. And Wayfair and Overstock, well, thank you very much. But once you get a vaccine and you got to go back to work and your forbearance is over, you get the hell out of Overstock and Wayfair because they're going back to the real world. They're not in the real world right now. They're in the United States government's fantasy world of money is free. What was it? What was the song? Dire Straits. Dire Straits. The chicks are available and the money is free. You remember it, Dire Straits. Somebody will tell me in the comments. What's the name of that song? Well, it don't last. Receptionists don't become millionaires. And read that book I told you about, The Big Short, and where he tells you how pole dancers become landlords. It's not supposed to happen that way. And companies aren't supposed to grow 1,500% in a matter of months. It's not supposed to happen. So it isn't real. Be aware. It's not real. Look for the canary.